Hello, it's now the middle of October, and there's one thing that means to me, apart from giving flu jabs and starting to worry about Christmas shopping, is getting the quaff data onto my website at gpcontract.co.uk. Well, let's get a plug in. Now, the first job is to try and download the data. Now, we don't have the English data yet, it's a bit late this year, but for instance, Northern Ireland has published it on 40 separate spreadsheets. Simply downloading those can be a fairly labour-intensive process. Fortunately, I use a Linux system, and there's one relatively simple command that will download all the Excel spreadsheets on a page for me. So that's fairly simple, and I can go away and have a cup of tea. However, when I come back, I've got the spreadsheets. Now, I have a bit of a thing about spreadsheets. Most of them are designed to be read by humans, even when they're sort of pseudo-databasey like. And actually trying to piece this together to be a proper database again is probably more than my skills in Excel or indeed any other spreadsheet, this is OpenOffice, are up to. So the next thing I do is I turn them into text. Now, this is just a comma-separated values file of that spreadsheet. The tricky bit is in working out what all these numbers mean and trying to do it in a fairly automatic way. I don't want to have to program a separate program for each spreadsheet, because by the time you do that, 40 spreadsheets for Northern Ireland, 4 countries, I'm doing 160 versions, and that's simply not on. We try to find the rules in the way they do it. Now, there are all sorts of rules to go through. Already in this data extraction, we've normalised the names. For some reason, the 4 separate countries can't even agree on the names of the indicators. So we have to try and produce a steady set that the database is going to pick up. The next thing is to customize the programs to actually read the data. Now, this has got a lot quicker as time has gone on because by and large they're similar from one year to the other. The Scottish dataset, for instance, is very simple. Northern Ireland, Wales and England take a little bit more work. And indeed, Northern Ireland's got that little bit more complicated this year and is going to require a new program. Once we've done that, we've got, not that page, sorry, we've got basically a huge list of data. Now, there were a few errors there and I need to look into those and correct them, but by and large, this is what the basis of the database is. From there, we can get it into the database and then run further programs which put them in risks, work out the centiles, and actually do a few calculations to produce a few indicators that really aren't in quaff, but certainly add some interesting dimensions to the data that we put on the site. From there's been a couple of tweaks to the code this year, and we upload it to the site, which should hopefully be there by the time you see this. Although the English data's already delayed a month, and we'll wait to see that when it eventually comes out.